People who work in customer service, what is the one thing you never thought you'd have to explain to an adult? Years ago I worked in student housing at a university and had to explain to her father, for well over an hour, that I could not make sure that his daughter was in her room by 8 PM and ensure that she never spoke to boys. A dialogue I actually had to have with a grown but adult, him, pointing at the price tag on a shirt. Excuse me, what do these numbers represent? Me, the numbers right after the dollar sign? Him, yes, me, that's the price of the shirt. Him, oh, I see, thank you, at least he was friendly. Alien. That if you order ice cream for 4 people on a hot summer day, but the 4 people are still like 30 minutes away, said ice cream is going to melt before the 4 people get there, and no, that is not my fault. You are not more important than any other customer, which is why we sold whatever you're looking for to people who came in here before you. People really show how narcissistic they are. They are offended by the world not revolving around them. You genuinely get people who can't believe a store didn't refuse to sell items to other people, on the off chance that the main character comes in and wants one. Also it's sold out because you waited until 2 days before a holiday and other people came in a week ago. You need to take the suppositories out of their foil packaging before you use them. He complained that they didn't work and were uncomfortable. I bet they were. I used to be a pharmacy tech. When translating the directions from the doctor to what is on the label, the pharmacist once told me to assume that the person is an idiot. That I needed to type in unwrap and insert into the correct orifice. Unwrap and insert anally or vaginally, even though the sig that the doc wrote is insert one. That we sell stuff for a higher price than we buy it in for. They were genuinely angry that we didn't buy their crap for the same price we sold it at. You only pay XXX amount wholesale, then we resell it for profit. That's what business does. Feel free to open your own store. Oh, so many things. 1. If you wish to return an item you must present the item and your receipt. I cannot process a refund if you have neither. 2. No, we do not sell asbestos. No, I cannot order summon for you. 3. When water boils it does indeed produce bubbles. If the water is bubbling once it reaches temperature your kettle is in fact working properly. 4. Zip ties are not simply disposable handcuffs. They can be used for other purposes and it should not be concerning nor surprising that a hardware store sells them. My first job at 16 was Party City. One day, I'm blowing up balloons at the balloon counter and a lady comes up to buy some latex balloons. I ask if she wants us to fill them and she said no, she'd do it at home. Making small talk, I said, oh, you must have one of the party time helium tasks at home. No, I blow them up with my mouth. You just put the string on them and they float. I do the multiple blinks, trying to work out in my head what she's just said. She fully believed she could blow up the balloons with her mouth and the magic was attaching a string. I tried to give this woman an impromptu chemistry lesson. She insisted. I still think about that magic woman to this day. Here are a few favorites as a bartender. A drink is liquid. Bad idea to shake it around. Yes. The no smoking sign also applies to people who are addicted. Yes, the people on the tables around you are drunk. And no, I'm not going to kick them out. Seriously, what were they expecting when entering a bar at 2 AM? You still have to pay the entire meal, even though you only ate half of it. Especially because they asked us to pack other half for them to take home. No, you're not allowed to test our liquor by taking a shot unless you buy a shot. The kitchen door as well as the backroom door are closed for a reason and that reason is not to hide the good stuff at it. I was informed by my cook that he is, in fact, the good stuff. Exposure doesn't pay my freaking bills. Your kid is not going to get alcohol from me. Most of the time I can kinda understand the question, as legal drinking age when accompanied by your parents is only 14 for light beverages here in Austria, but that kid looked like it still went to primary school. And I don't care that it's his birthday. No, we're not running an illegal smuggling business in the back. You just watch too many movies. Also, did you really believe that I'd tell you if it were the case? No, you can't pay and insert weird cryptocurrency here. I've had that twice. After explaining to them that we don't take CC. I don't know you're regular. You've been here twice. And one of those times I wasn't even working. Take my award for your cook. That gave me a good laugh. That owning a Fitbit does not make you skinny, and today I had to explain to a couple that just because the Amazon Echo box doesn't state that it uses Wi-Fi, it will still use it as it needs it to be a smart home device. I'm betting you the box does say that it requires an active internet connection, but they're too stupid to read it. I understand you want to protect your personal information, but I cannot send you what you want unless you give me your address. I worked at the airport and someone wanted to go through TSA with a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola. I calmly explained that liquids weren't allowed through security. The man gave the most genuine chuckle I've ever heard and said, "Oh, this isn't Coca-Cola, it's gasoline." My co-worker beat me to a reaction cause he very loudly exclaimed, "What the frick?" Maybe he just felt like a strip search that day. A very high society woman came to the store saying her brand new $3,000 Microsoft Surface bought by her husband was defective because she could not get internet when she was on the move. I wondered if she had a version with a 3G/4G SIM card, but quickly realized she was talking about Wi-Fi. I tried explaining to her how Wi-Fi works and that she could not use her own Wi-Fi outside her house but could share her smartphone internet connection. She would have none of it. She said I was lying to her and making fun of her and asked to speak to my manager, who then proceeded to tell her the exact same thing. She left almost screaming. My mum once went on holiday across the country and asked me for the home Wi-Fi password cause the hotel she was in wanted her to pay to use theirs. But I have it at home. She didn't get it and thought I was being so cruel not letting her use it. I used to work at Aaron Brothers. They had the famous buy a frame get another for a penny sale. People would try to return one frame, which obviously isn't allowed because then you're getting one frame for a penny. You have to return both frames. Seeing the blank stare of confusion as I explained that to people was always entertaining. If your payment term is 6 weeks, being on holiday for 2 weeks is not a valid reason for not paying within the payment term. If you want to continue using the service, you need to pay your bill, or why their services were suspended after they filed a chargeback. Feels like I'm talking to a child each time. There was a lot of chatter about people complaining recently that Sony was deleting the new Cyberpunk games off their PlayStation after they demanded and received refunds. Tweets all over about PPL getting mad that they couldn't have a refund and keep the product. I worked at a CVS in high school. Many weirdos shop at CVS, but the weirdest among them were the ones who bought diapers and then asked me if I knew how to put them on a baby. Maybe it's just my personal opinion, but if you're at the point in your life where you have to buy diapers and put them on a baby, you should have figured this out from someone other than the teenager at the cash register. When we had our baby, the hospital took the time to make sure we actually knew how to provide basic care and provided a parenting book that covered all of the basics. Not sure if this is standard or not, but it definitely should be. Part of me wonders if they were just trying to prank you. Worked at a coffee shop. Woman comes in saying that the mug she bought is defective. I ask what is wrong and she goes, "It says it's microwave and dishwasher safe." I put it in the microwave to heat it up and it got hot me. Yeah, it means it can be used in a microwave without breaking. Has a bowl never gotten hot when you've microwaved it? The contents heat up the container as well. Then it's not safe. I actually had a number of plates that were not microwave safe. They wouldn't break or contaminate the food. They'd just get 10 times as hot as the food you put on them. Holding title to something, e.g., vehicle, house, business license, in your name means that it is yours. There is no such thing as "that's not really my car, it's my son's car, it's just in my name." Or the opposite of this. Investment account is in the wife's name. Husband calls and wants to talk about it, but it's my money. It's only in her name because she doesn't pay tax. Client bought a car from our dealership and called 2 days later to say that the back doors were not opening from the inside. Asked him specifically if the child lock is deactivated, to which he replied yes it is. Brought the vehicle back to us. One of our salespeople opens the door and deactivates the child lock while getting in. Opens the door and the client is absolutely mind blown that the door is suddenly opening. Your salespeople are obviously car whisperers. Explaining that having your nasty bus minivan cleaned in a $20, 15 minutes express wash and vacuum service will in fact not magically replace missing paint and remove 2 dozen Jolly Ranchers melted into the carpet. She thought she was getting the GTA special car wash. Things don't have warranty after the warranty period. If you break something you don't have warranty. Warranty works by fixing the product, not giving you back the money or a totally different product. Also, warranties are for defects, not because your klutzy butt dropped it, smashed it, lost it. That's what insurance is for, and yes, there usually is a deductible. The package carrier says they delayed my package due to a hurricane. I paid for overnight shipping. Your company is trash. Me, sir, we didn't delay your package. The carrier is a different company, and there is a literal hurricane over the distribution center. Or, I paid extra for overnight shipping and you haven't shipped it yet. Me, on Monday morning, sir, you ordered Friday at 8 p.m. We close at 3 p.m. We don't work weekends, and neither do the shipping companies. So the soonest you could possibly receive it is Tuesday if we shipped it today. Additionally, you didn't pay extra for overnight shipping because we only offer one shipping method, and it is overnight. That you actually have to pay for things if you break them. I don't mean like a little tear that happened accidentally. I mean this woman cut up a shirt because she couldn't get it off. She pulled scissors out of her bag and cut up the sleeve and down the side, handed it back to me and walked off. I called after her and said, "Mom, you have to pay for this," and she responded with, "But I don't want it and it's damaged now, so I shouldn't have to pay for it." I then explained to her that as she was the one who damaged it and we can't sell it, that she has to pay, as is store policy and I'm fairly sure is a given in most stores. She just looked at me and said, "Well, can't you just see it back up?" No, that's not how it works, lady. In the end I radioed security and a store manager and she ended up paying for the shirt, which was £160. It was a rather pricey brand, but honestly, who thinks that's an okay thing to do? An entitled B, that's who. That a color copier cannot magically make your black and white image into a color one. I've had to explain this to 2 different customers over the years and know of at least one instance where it happened to a coworker. In tech support, I had to explain to a nurse how to make a capital letter for her password. How do you get a nursing degree without ever making a capital letter on a keyboard? I used to work alone in a dry cleaners. A customer asked why I wasn't at the counter. I replied I was in the restroom. He said, "Why?" I hope you went into great detail about your bodily functions. 1. No, I don't have the ability to find exactly where your package is right now. I don't have any more information on that than you do. 2. No, I am not going to give you an entire purchase coupon because you were nice to me. 3. No, I can't stay on the phone with you while you drive to the store to return your item. If you do not need immediate assistance, I have to move on. 4. No, I can't use a coupon for item A if you are buying item B. 5. No, the item is not in the bag. 6. No, I can't call you if I am responding to your request via email. If you would like to speak to a representative, please call us. 7. No, I cannot give you the item for free simply because there is no tag on it. 8. No, you yelling at me is not teaching me anything, except that you are an butthole. Worked as a server at a higher-end steakhouse that had a beautiful patio. I was working a lunch shift on a day that was completely overcast. Looked like it could start pouring rain any minute, so we didn't open up the patio. The patio always had tables and chairs, but we didn't open any umbrellas or set any tables. A lady came in and asked for a seat on the patio. Weird due to the weather, but whatever. I walked her out to the patio and set up a table for her, and as I was walking away she asked if she could sit in a sunnier spot. None of the umbrellas were open. There were no sunny spots because the sun was not out. I just looked at her and told her she could have her pick of any of the tables. She looked around and it was like it finally dawned on her that it was not patio weather. Years later, and I'm still not sure if she thought I had some magical weather powers or if she thought if she just wanted it to be sunny strongly enough it would be. Maybe she was oblivious to the sky and thought she was in a shaded patio. Some places have a patio on 2 edges. My co-worker and I work at a deli. One day, a customer came up to them asking why their meat smelled weird. My co-worker asked, "Well, how long have you had it?" And then the co-worker said, "A few months." Why? Apparently, the dude never even knew that expiration dates existed. He said that his ex-wife always prepared foods for him, He pointed at various other foods and asked if they had expiration dates too. So my co-worker had to explain that each food had a different lifespan. Was he old? Because boomer men have this issue the minute they have to live alone for whatever reason. My friend's grandpa didn't know how to clean the house or prepare food. The place went to crap, apparently after his wife divorced him. Can't imagine why. If the closed sign is up, it means we're closed. Why am I still here then? Because I work here. But it says closed. Your work ends when it's closed. Well, that sure is news to me because that's not what my boss told me, Karen. That you have to pay back the money you spend on a credit card. Lady legit thought banks just handed them out. I asked what she did when it stopped working, and she replied, I usually get another one. Yes, I realize that when you were given your social security number, back before the war, they told you to never tell it to anyone, but you called social security, and that's how you're identified in our system. So you're going to have to tell it to me or I can't help you. Back in the late 90s, I was working retail at a dollar store. One fellow who had one of those faces that made you wonder if he was related to himself came up to me and asked, I crap you not. Do you have the thing with the thing that comes out? I gave him a second to see if he would realize what he had said and provide some detail. After a beat or two, I said, I'm sorry, sir. You will have to be a bit more specific. What thing are you looking for? He made hand gestures, almost as if he were pulling open a door or something, and said, you know, one of those things with the thing that comes out. Managing not to lose my temper, I said, sir, what does the thing do? He said, it makes coffee. I said, are you asking if we have coffee makers that have filter baskets that can be pulled completely out? Yes, he said. I replied, no, sir. We don't have the thing with the thing that comes out. We only have the thing with the thing that swivels out. Sorry. Later, he came up to me. He held up a box of 35-gallon trash bags. He asked me, will these fit in that? And he pointed at a trash can that was clearly marked 50 gallons. I said, no, sir. He asked, why not? I said, because that is a 50-gallon trash can, and those are 35-gallon bags. He looked at me blankly for a moment. I added, 35 is less than 50. Ah, he said, nodding sagely. You can't return a TV with a broken screen when it also has a boot print on it. Dude threw a punch at me over the counter after that conversation. That 30-plus-year-old ski boots that you've stored in an Arizona desert attic for 99% of their life do not get warranty coverage when they absolutely shatter in sub-zero temperatures because they've degassed all their plasticizers. Dude, I want to use degassed all their plasticizers in a sentence this week. Mind blown. Yes, the stairs indeed go up and down. No, the elevator does not go sideways. I'm really sorry you didn't know there are fish in the ocean. No, I can't do anything about it. No, our housekeeping services will not wipe your butt. If you are not able to do it yourself, I'm gonna need to ask you to leave our premises. Of course you can complain to the hotel director about it. Kick them out. I am very sorry you put your iPad, iPhone, and 3 other devices on one outlet with a cheap converter and started a fire in your room that destroyed them. We will not comp for your devices. Had to call security for this one. Luckily authorities were still around because we had a freaking fire. If you throw an electronic devices into the wall, it won't be covered by warranty, and it is certainly not my fault that said device doesn't start after doing that. If you don't pay your bill for several months, your service will get cut off. And no, we don't owe you money for the inconvenience of it. Also, if you don't pay your bill this month, you will owe more next month. And it's not because the price changed. I have had to explain to a shocking number of people that cellular signals can be blocked by structures, and garages and large buildings are well known for blocking cellular signals. I have also had to explain to a shocking number of people that battery life will vary based on usage. It will drain faster while you use it and slower while it's doing nothing. And even more surprising is the people I have to explain signal performance to people who lived through having to step outside to make a call because there was no signal inside. I used to work in a pancake restaurant. One day I was serving a customer. He didn't even bother to read the menu and he asked for pancakes with some specific jam. I told him that we do not have it by the menu and we do not have this kind of jam. He said that I should go to the nearby shop and get some for him because he doesn't want to eat pancakes with anything else. Yes, I needed to explain to an adult man that that's not how restaurants work. Worked in a coffee shop bookstore. We specialized in manga and comic books. You could either buy them or take a drink and read for as long as you wanted. Like we didn't have any restrictions. You could read for 8 hours by buying a €1.50 coffee. Still had to explain multiple times a day that yes, you have to order and pay a drink if you want to sit and read. There was a good library where you could go to read for free, but we were a business and needed to make money. I've had people insulting me because of this. That's a really good deal actually. It's stupid people were angry about this. Sir, the CD is actually inside the case that you are trying to jam inside the CD player. What you need to do is open up that case, remove the disc, then insert it into the CD player. I worked in box office ticketing for several years. We do not control how fast mail is delivered to your home. If it was sold out when you asked the colleague to my right less than 1 minute ago, it's almost certainly still sold out now. No, we cannot discourage young people from attending orchestra concerts and there's no problem with them enthusiastically cheering during the applause. No, I cannot tell you if your ex-girlfriend is attending this event and b, where she is sitting. If you ask me anything good coming up, I'm either going to tell you the popular shows in the future or the things I'm personally interested in. I don't know what constitutes good to you as you are a stranger. If you're picky about what events you like to attend, ask specific questions. No, I don't know about upcoming children's programming in Winnipeg while working at a venue in Toronto. If you want to leave a ticket for someone else to pick up, please provide their name rather than my sister will be right here. She's blonde with a black jacket. Your credit card needs to have money on it when you're checking into a hotel. Giving me your maxed out credit card to hold until you get paid isn't a thing. 1. Yes, the can of Crisco has a picture of crispy fried chicken on it. No, the can does not contain crispy fried chicken. 2. No, birth control pills are not 100% effective. This was explained to a woman apparently quite near her delivery. And 3. No, we don't have fans that only blow cold air. I worked at a Kmart for longer than I care to admit, so I'm sure I could come up with lots more, but these are the first 3 that come to mind. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.